guys, it's Lauren. I'm going to see if this angle works for filming right now. The sun is setting kind of strangely, so we'll see if this works. But I am here to film my first ever plan with me, and it will have to be a monthly spread because if you've been watching my videos, you know that I pre-planned almost my entire year's worth of planner spreads, so I don't have any fresh pages to do plan with me's on until I get my new planner. So I do have blank monthly spreads though, and I do buy kits, as you can see, to decorate them. So I thought I would show April. I'm gonna do a plan with me in May, which is blank except for some placeholder sticky tabs right now. But this was April, and I use my monthly spread like this. I mark when I pay rent, I mark important birthdays and anniversaries, I mark payday, I mark trips. So like you can see, I laid washi down for a weekend that I was visiting in Waco, and then I laid a different washi down for here this weekend I was in San Antonio, and this washi marking next weekend. And actually I did it on to May 1st, my mom visiting me. So, and then I mark things I do every month. So I'm in a group that meets up for happy hour every month, and I'm in a book club that meets every month. And I mark those. Other than that, it's just birthdays, anniversaries, special events. This was a big fundraiser I had for work. That kind of stuff. And then sometimes in the sidebar, I don't know what to do, and sometimes I do want to track stuff, and this was just like big goals for the month. Tax deadline was during April, so I knew I had to mark that. And then I am having to move at the end of May, so I wanted to get started on researching where I'm going to go and get started on packing now because I'm out of the country for a good deal of May, and when I get back I need to be ready to go. So this kit, which is really pretty, is from Sunshine Sticker Co. And as I say that out loud, I freak out. I'm telling you the wrong one. It might be Sticker Sunshine because shoot. I will look it up and clarify and tag the shop below, obviously. I get orders from both. There's a Sticker Sunshine, there's a Sunshine Sticker, and I don't remember which is which. But I also used them last month in March, and here you can see it's the same thing. Washi tape to mark trips, happy hour and paydays marked like always, book club too. I know you're like, both months you've canceled book club, but I had other stuff. Just anything big, like I bought a new car, that was big. And then like again, monthly goals I tracked. A family member of mine got diagnosed with a medical condition I wanted to research, so I just made it a goal in there to kind of look it up, and that way I could be informed and sensitive to that. It just really depends deco wise too what's big in the month. I did just lay down this wood grain washi on my own, and it sort of matched, so it's a mixture of a kit and then my own kind of scrambling, and I'll use these kinds come in the kit that match, and then these are obviously the Erin Condren generic ones. February, I had not yet found a shop that made kits I liked, and so here it's all like homemade stickers. So either from the Erin Condren sticker book, like that is, or maybe a happy planner one, I can't remember. Some of my own washi to block out the days. The thing I like about the kits is they make stickers that match the kit that block out. So this was some of the last week of March, and I really only just want to look at April on my monthly spread. So a lot of the shops have started to do that, which is great. January, again, it's like embarrassing as I go back in time. I like barely did anything. I marked birthdays, again, trips. It's just, however it works out. So, and then like some New Year's resolutions and stuff like that. So that was January, February. March, I kind of figured out what I like to do. April, it's probably my favorite one so far. It's really soft color wise and I like it. And so today we're going to do May, which is really exciting. I did carry over the last washi because my mom will be in town through the 1st. I could take it off because I don't know if it'll end up matching the kit I bought or clashing too much. We'll see. Maybe I'll use a different washi to mark it. But then you can see here on the 7th and 24th, I have 2 tabs, and I may or may not have mentioned that I sing for a professional choir, and I have a project with them, like a gig from the 7th to the 24th, and a good deal of that is spent traveling on tour between Minnesota and Canada. And so I will be pretty much, I'll probably end up missing book club again for the 3rd month in a row. But like, I just want to be able, I don't know if I'm going to do it with washi yet, or if I'm just going to mark the 1st and the last day, or if I want to check, you know, we're in different cities all of these days. So I don't know how I'm going to track it yet. We'll see. And then I know my lease is up May 29, and even though I don't know where I'm going yet, I need to mark that that's a moving day. So that is the plan, and I will get started just laying down. I am using a kit from Planning Roses, a monthly spread, and I love it. It's beautiful, really soft colors, pretty roses on top of a teal wood grain. And she marks big holidays with full boxes, so like Mother's Day is the 8th, which is great. I'll use it. And then Victoria Day, she is a Canadian Etsy shop owner, which is great. And I love listening to her YouTube video because she does have a tiny bit of a Canadian accent. That's really cute. But also her videos are just like some of the best. But this Victoria Day is obviously a Canadian holiday, but it just so happens I'm in Canada on that, so I am going to go ahead and use that sticker. I think if I weren't in Canada, I wouldn't, but I think it's kind of fun, so I will use it. But yeah, so there are several things, and I will just get started with the top ones first. And so I'm going to fold in half so that I know I'm getting this right. And her whole kit is matte removable, so I could like put this thing on diagonally and still fix it. It's very flexible and repositionable, as the name would imply. I sort of wish, and this is like a nitpicky crazy person thing, which that's my jam. All the shops that make these, they make the sticker for here, the sticker for here, the sticker for here, and a sticker for here. But I sort of wish that this would be one sticker. So like this piece plus the Thursday, Friday, Saturday blank would be one sticker. And this piece that I've already laid down plus the Sunday through Wednesday would already be down. Just it would be easier to place, but I don't know. I guess there's a reason why maybe some people don't use it because they like pink more than yellow and it still matches and they want to leave it. I don't know. But I would like if it were one sticker, since they're going to go right next to each other anyways. While I'm doing this, I'm also just going to talk about some things in the planner community that crack me up. And I'm as guilty as anyone as I say these things, like, this annoys me when blah, and I'm totally guilty of doing it. But I have noticed, or I have noticed that it bothers me when I overhear someone say that they, oh shoot, that they like when something is, or like matches a monthly color in Erin Condren, like kit wise, and then they sell Like they design a kit, like a shop owner designs a kit because it goes so well with, let's say, April, for example. April's Erin Condren colors. But then they design a kit that if you use it the way they intend, there's not a single like scrap of the Erin Condren original page that you can see anyway, so you could have used it in October and it wouldn't matter. Especially when you get as far as like the ones that are including like date covers and, you know, everything you need to cover your sidebar and like, that's funky. So it just cracks me up because I'm like, you could even use this on the week where, you know, April turns to May because it has the purple and the pink. And I always think, yeah, you could use that in November because you're covering every inch of the paper, dude. It just cracks me up. And I was thinking about that as I was laying this down a second ago. So that's my anecdote, my ramble. Sorry, I'm having to fix this because whatever I did at this end looked okay, but when I got to the other end, it wasn't right. Which, God bless repositional paper. And Planning Roses, her monthly kits, her weekly kits I get in the glossy, so I don't know what they're like in their matte form, but I assume they're just fine. But her matte of her monthly kits like this seem to be just fine. I think somehow I did that again, but oh gosh. And then of course I knocked that piece of paper over. Let me go find it. Oh God. Sorry. And I've noticed what works for me for laying down stickers really does seem to be a lot of what I see everyone using, and that is whatchamacallums. Oh, you kind of find the lineup you want and hold it, you know, press it down, and then you'll watch here, like lining the sticker up under where you want it and sliding it in, and that just helps the edges be really flush, not overlap. And also I hate when like a sticker just you can tell where it's lined up wrong, so I like that when it's a clean line. I feel like if Jenna had been in America, even though, again, it's not an American thing, I think the holiday that maybe would have been highlighted would have been Cinco de Mayo, but I think Victoria Day makes more sense. But I think a lot of Americans do celebrate Cinco de Mayo, even if it's just like by going out for like margaritas and queso or whatever, but I've always done it. I'm a Texan though, so maybe it's just because I'm closer to Mexico and enjoy that culture a little bit, but I'm still really excited to have the Queen Victoria Day just because I will be in Canada for the first time, and that's really fun. I'm going to lay down Mother's Day, and it's a full box, and she does put, it might be too faint for you to see from where my camera is, but she puts the number in the corner too, so you don't have to lay down a date dot, or a date square in her case. And then she sizes her, I watched one of her recent videos, she addressed this, she sizes the monthly full boxes to fit inside of the outline that already exists, so inside of the pink lines. So that's why I lined it up where you can still see everything. And that's great because she does match the monthly anyways. In her case, you do want to still see some of the original colors. And they work really well. I'm going to use these to, oh, there's one. I guess, oh yeah, so there's 1 day in June on here, on this side, and 3 right here. So there's 1 and 3, I think. Hopefully this is one long one. Perfect. So I will cover up the non-June days. I have to keep remembering to do it inside of the pink. And so this is what I'm talking about, this method of like finding where you want it, pressing down, and then kind of like guiding yourself up. And that way there's just more general accuracy. And I love that. Same thing here. Like I line up that corner how I want it. Kind of flick my finger down to get it stuck. And then guide the rest really carefully. Oh, well, that's perfect on the bottom, but there's some white space on top. Let me see if I want to do that funky. And I don't know if I was doing it upside down or not anyways. Oh well. So, get it situated in my corner. Lay down the rest. And that is just like the tiniest bit crooked. But I'm over it. And then Erin Condren does do this lovely reminder in May to remind you that next month in June is the release for the next year's planner. So I probably will make that like, I won't mark it in May, but in June on the day where it will be released, I will mark, what am I thinking? I will mark the release date just so I remember I want to participate in buying one as soon as possible. So let's see, where are we now? Let's lay down Queen Victoria Day. The only stickers on this monthly I don't know if I'm going to use just because of the way I plan versus all of the lovely options that Jenna's given us are the dots, because I don't know the right way to use them. I mean, I'm sure I could just like handwrite something and then put a dot next to it, but that doesn't seem efficient to me or seem like something I would do. So I have 2 paydays from work, like my day job, and we get paid the 15th and the last day of the month. And if the 15th is on a weekend like it is here before, you get paid the business day prior to it. So that looks like the 13th will be my payday. Yeah. $13th, and then the 31st is during the week, so that'll be a payday as usual. On Memorial Day also could have had a holiday sticker, but again, that's an American thing. And I'll probably have off work that day actually, which is nice. Although I'm missing so much work for this tour, that I would love to not have the day off, I guess, probably. I'm going to put a bill due on the 1st because I will have to be paying rent. And it's my last time at this apartment to pay rent, which is exciting because it's very expensive and I'm ready to be done with it. And I'm going to be using a lip pen for filling things out. I just wanted to get that out there. Other bill dues. Let me think on those. And then actually for this gig I'm doing on tour, I will have a payday. I am going to actually go in with these appointment boxes and just mark, like, I have a lot of family and friend birthdays in May. So I do want to mark that. And I use up the ones like this from the kit, or in past kits I have, used up the ones that are included before I've moved to the most closely matching Erin Condren label stickers, which are, you know, in the back of every planner. And they work just fine, and usually the colors are perfect because the people who design these work so hard to match Erin Condren. So I'm just trying to look if I were to use a washi, A, what would it be? And B, would I hate it? Because I think I would. Okay, let me do these birthdays and stuff. So I have my, whatever Erin Condren calls this, the perpetual calendar, that's right. And I have a lot of birthdays. So the 4th is, I'm going to try to match the date dot to the color I use if possible. So the 4th is my sweet, adorable baby cousin. Why did I say that? She's like definitely 20. She's not little. So I'm gonna say Kinsey B day. Then on the 10th is my good friend Paul. Last not an apostrophe. There you go. Who else? Oh, my homegirl Meryl. And I can't believe this. So, let me just briefly explain something to you that you don't care about. I mentioned, so I start this project for Conspirari on the 7th, and it goes through here, but we are in Texas through the 13th. We have concerts the 11th, 12th, and 13th here in Texas. Then we have the 14th off, and we go to Minnesota the 15th through the 20th, and then we go to Canada the 21st through the 24th. I guess we probably travel on the 20th, but whatever. So for this block of time, we had this day off, and then we go to Minnesota, but Minnesota's kind of like home for me, even though I'm Texan. So I lived there for a decade. So I chose to change my flights to be a day early so I could go and spend this free day with my friends, and they all have a concert that night. My friends are all singers. They have a concert that night, and I get to go to it, and it's the day after Meryl's, one of my friends who sings in this group that has the concert, and it'll be the day after her birthday, so I'll get to celebrate her birthday with her, even if it's a day late, and hear her perform, which is just a treat. So I'm very excited for this upcoming trip. The 19th is my dad and his twin brother and my cousin. So I don't know if I should stack 3 or like maybe combine the twins on one. Let's see. Let's do 2 stacks. This is my aunt and uncle anniversary, and that extended over the sticker, which is obnoxious, but whatever. My Aunt Gay and Uncle Ron. Yes, that's right, her name is Gay. Gay and Ronnie's anniversary. And then for May, I sometimes will go and look. I made this perpetual calendar a while ago. I made my first one a long time ago, and then she invented like coil clips, and I was like, shoot, now I don't ever have to like rewrite this, which is awesome, but I'm also forgetting to then go in and add it, as I'm either like friends are getting married and have anniversary days that I need to add, or I'm meeting new people and want to know their birthday, or babies have been born in my family, you know what I mean? Like, I don't add everything to this, which is my fault, but I keep it at the back of my planner and I never remember it exists. So, where do I think I keep it in front of these. So, I do sometimes roll up on Facebook and like creep it the month in advance for birthdays, just to see if anyone that I want to make sure I don't. How did this happen? Just so I don't miss anyone who I do want to take, because mostly Facebook tells me and I can write on a wall, but these are people, the people I mark in here are people like there's another level needed for birthdays for me. And then I do a little more thorough, like on a weekly. Let's see if I can find an example. Like on a weekly thing, I'll have a reminder to like text someone, my friend Radio, well, his last name's Radio, for his birthday, or like, you know, and sometimes it's different. Like if it's a family member, I'll have to like my one aunt, we only talk by email, so email her and text him and Facebook someone, and it all just depends on how, like, the relationship and the communication that's required. But I do like to make special, I might just mark this with one of these washi sheets or washi strips, but maybe in green, and then also with an asterisk. Or no, a little house. That's smart. Green, or let's see. Put it down first. Oh, I love seeing the pink line. It's so cool. Probably a greenhouse, huh? I'm going to put it a little bit above. And I'm going to say moving day. Did I already lose my pen again? This is outrageous, you guys. There's just no way I'm putting this pen away every time I use it. My brain is so scattered. So that little scrap becomes trash. I just write moving day. So that one's done. And so now the last thing I need to do. Oh, I need to mark my other pay. No, I did both paydays. Oh, the third payday is my singing one, and I'm just waiting to find out if they pay us at the first concert or if they pay us the last Friday of the whole series, because sometimes it's the last Friday of the rep, and that would be this 20th versus the 11th. I kind of hope it's the 20th, because if you look between this payday and the next payday, that's like, first of all, a day, 2 full weeks, and 3 more days. That's a really long time between checks because May is so long. Like, I think if you were a person who got paid every 2 weeks, it would be, you would get paid 3 times in May, and that would make sense. But I just get paid twice, and that's a very disparaging time to go without income. And I'm not freaking out or anything, you guys. So we've got moving day, we've got the important B-days and anniversaries. Queen Victoria Day. I think that's all I can lay down for today until I know more about that third payday. But I am going to be looking, I'm going to be really sad if I don't find a way to use these boxes. How are they if I go across here? I really want to cover all this. I'm not going to use it all. Ooh, this like continues this pattern. I'm going to do that. That's impulsive, but I'm keeping it. Then there's just this trim of yellow here. And then I'm going to go pink above it. Yep, I'm covering up everything I laid down. That was so idiotic of me. But spazoid brain can't handle that these to-dos will be unused. I know that's insane, and now you can see them through, but I will find... Shit, I hate this. I know what I'm doing. Okay. I'm gonna keep months extras and monthly to-dos. Gonna keep them, but I'm gonna take off this. And I'm gonna take off, I'm gonna raise this. My own birthday is in May as well. I just don't mark it. I don't think that that's important or of value because I will never forget what my birthday is. So it's not like I need a reminder or like a balloon that says like happy birthday me, because I don't. And I don't really celebrate my birthday, so that's fine. So the monthly extras will be my sidebar item, and I will hopefully figure out, well, I'm sure I can, figure out a good way to use that and continue to fill it as my trip to Canada progresses. I'll know more about like packing and oh, that's what it is. I need to pack my house, and that's worth noting because I will only I fly back on the 24th and I have to go straight back to work, and I move that Sunday. So I get back and I have less than like 4 days to move. And if I'm not packed by the time I get started here, like I have no time in here. I'm traveling, I'm busy, like it's gonna be nuts. So I'm really gonna have to get it done before this rep starts. Okay. So what am I thinking? I wish I had a super skinny washi because I could like make an event here that says like Paulus rep starts. That's the name of the project we're doing. Sorry, it's the composer. We're gonna sing all his music. If you have zero interest in music and don't know what the hell I'm talking about and would like me to not reference it ever again, just let me know. It's like the only thing I do though. So I could like make a marking here for the project starting and then take thin washi and just and I wouldn't do it over the sticker, but I'd seriously come down the line and just have a thin, super thin washi through and then back over here and then ending here and say come home or Paulus ends or whatever. And that way there's some sort of trajectory here where I can see something is taking up the whole month. So my camera stopped. I'm not sure what you might have missed. I did decide, I'm in the process right now, I just realized my camera was off, of going through and redoing this sidebar. I'm trying to take these to, I don't think they're salvageable because there's so much whiteout on the back of them from this, but I could always use these in a weekly sidebar or even as a weekly to-do, like in a full box in the Erin Condren, or I mean in a weekly view. This is all Erin Condren. But I just practically don't realistically need them at my monthly view, and it's going to bother me that they're there and they're blank. So like I mentioned earlier, I'm just going to come down the side. I'm going to use I use the pink full square first, then I'm going to use the rest of this pink washi. And then I'm going to do the 2 floral boxes, and hopefully that'll get me to this bottom. And then I've decided I'm going to add some stuff on top of this. And I just think that's a better way for me to utilize that space, because even if I'm not actually if I'm just making it pretty and not using it for something, it's not doing what it was going to do, which is just sit there unused, and or like with a purpose but not being used. And I think psychologically seeing big to-do lists or spaces to add them and then seeing them blank or unattended to makes me feel unproductive or like a little depressed. So I don't need any blank to-do boxes in my life. But luckily all this washi is lined up perfectly, comes all the way down. I do think it's not going to be enough, because I'm looking at this and I only have 2 of them. Maybe I'll use the yellow, and then trust me, I have an idea on how to not make, oh, but I need new whiteout. Shit. And my whiteout is struggling to cover old whiteout. Probably good enough. Again, like I said, I will be adding something to this, so it's not just going to be like solid color blocking, but I needed, and then this one I'm going to line up perfectly with what's going on here. And that way, with this other one, just do this, actually maybe this. Which one is, I think the pink on pink looks better. Okay. Then I do this. And then that yellow is just a little sliver. And now that I'm thinking about it, I could have done yellow and saved these two pieces of pink washi, but if I peel up another sticker and have to lay down more white out again, I'm gonna scream. So, this kind of makes a nice little L coming up along here. Kind of frames the page a little bit, which I like so much more than blank to-dos. Like I said, I have a very amazing director for the group that I sing with, and I have a really cute picture of me and him that I printed on my zip printer. And I'm just going to lay that there because I'm going to be spending a ton of time with him during this month. Oh no, you know what? I was so smart. I knew this rep was coming up, and I made a picture on my zip printer of the composer. God, I always forget that when I first got my zip printer, I got super excited and I wanted to test it out and ran through like all of it, if that makes sense. It doesn't. I used up all the paper, but I got really excited and printed. I knew I'd be having this rep in May, so even though it was like January when I got my zip printer, I printed that picture knowing that I would be at this point singing his music. And then I have, I'm going to try to peel it on the back. Come on, zip printer paper, whatever your name, if that's your real name. This picture with conductor of my group, and maybe one of the logo of my choir. Would that make sense? Like maybe sideways here, so it's like kind of a tribute to my month here. I am gonna do that. I'm gonna get some scissors and cut this out. Does that fit? Oh my god, and it fits perfectly. Alright, peel the back off. Oh, what a lovely tribute to my month. I mean, these pictures themselves are a little dark and kind of fight the design, but it really helps me get kind of vibed and focused for a month of singing Paulus music with this genius. So, love that. Oh my gosh, so this is the most beautiful, like, dainty little monthly spread. I will think of, I thought I added, I cannot remember if it was while the camera was off, but notifying the post office to hold my mail from the 14th to the 24th. Or maybe not even telling the postal service, but all my mail gets delivered to like a community mailbox at my apartment. So maybe just telling my apartment complex that like if my box starts to fill up to hold it outside of my box. Because Lord knows Happy Mail trails in and clogs up that mailbox. Although April was supposed to be a no spend, so there's not too many things coming in the mail. There's not zero, because I definitely didn't stick to that no spend, but